What's up, you guys? I kind of debated on whether I wanted to make this video or not. Where I don't particularly know where I sat on making this video. I asked on a poll about a week ago whether people would like to hear my stance on this whole thing that's happening after the death of George Floyd. And a lot of my subscribers voted yes. And in one of my videos after that poll, I kind of addressed the issues that were going on and, gave my thoughts, but I didn't delve deep into it. Here is where I stand on the situation that's happening as a black man that's in America. George Floyd was murdered in the middle of the street with no consideration for his well-being, with no consideration for if his family would see, for no consideration for him. You had 4 police officers, 1 that kneeled on his neck, and 3 that stood by and watched. 2 of those police officers were on the force for a couple days. They were rookies, and they were just listening to what the CO was telling them to do. And in their heads, it didn't register to maybe I should stop this because there are hundreds of people on the street watching. You hear people on the sidelines pleading that this man can't breathe. He looks like he's unconscious. This was all over fake money. Floyd couldn't tell if the money was real or fake. The person that was interviewed even said that it was very well done to where nobody could really tell. The cops were called. My man did not resist arrest. There's video evidence that came out that showed that he did not resist arrest. And after his murder, the people wanted justice. Rightfully so. Being a black male in America, for one, is extremely hard. You have a lot of problems with just being black. It makes it harder because we already looked at as different. We already feared. We are all already grouped in this category of untrustworthy, violent, reckless, Neanderthals, animals, apes, whatever you want to call it. It's very sad. And we basically started a revolution over the last couple days with the peaceful protest, with the looting, with wanting our voices heard, because this cannot continue to happen. Black men should not be murdered with no probable cause. I don't even agree with people killing people to begin with. It's not for us to decide who lives and who dies. That's something the government came up with when they went for, killing people, the death penalty and stuff, and wars and all of this stuff, and rights to bear arms, and I don't agree with it to begin with. And I completely understand where the anger and the disdain and hurt is coming from all of the protests, from everything that's happening right now. I completely understand it. Looting, and all of that, I get. I don't understand you looting small businesses that people have worked their whole lives to start, and or has put their whole lives into that business. It took them 10 years to build, and it took you 50 seconds to destroy it. I will never understand that. What point are you trying to make by destroying someone's hard work to send a message to a broader audience? Because in my opinion, that makes you look like what people fear the most. An animal. Someone that's reckless, that doesn't think about their actions before they do it. You're destroying small businesses. I'm not even talking about the corporations. Hey, most of these corporations that went in the low-income areas pushed those people out to build buildings, to build these nice apartment luxury buildings, push these people out with nowhere to go, with no concern of how they're going to live the next day. Hey, big businesses, do what you have to do. And I'm not promoting it, but I understand why it's being done. But the small businesses that started, bagel shops, mom and pop's convenience stores, little hardware stores, little paint stores, convenient. I will never understand what the point is of destroying those, because those people have worked so hard, and some of those are owned by black families. Some of those are owned by, Spanish men and women that support you in your cause. And you're destroying it because you want to prove a point. Listen, I know how hard it is to be black in America. I know how hard it is to do the right thing and want to do the wrong thing, because life just gets so hard and doing the wrong thing feels like the right thing to do. I know. Trust me. With no college degree, I understand it. With hustling, staying motivated, staying dedicated to what I want to do and the craft that I want to build, I understand how hard it is. I understand what it feels like to walk down the street, minding my own business, just going to the store if I don't drive, walking down the street to enjoy a nice little stroll, and me walking past a lady and see me and watching her cuff her purse like I'm gonna rob her. I understand how that feels. I grew up in the South. I used to ride in my grandfather's car and saw trucks ride past with Confederate flags on it, asking my grandfather what that flag meant. Later, learning about it in school, in history class, learning about it further in media or on my own time, I get it, I understand, but I will never understand destruction. I will never understand it. Me personally, I'm a peaceful person. I don't like destruction. I don't like fighting. I don't like arguing. I don't like chaos. But when it's necessary, it's necessary. And right now, it's unnecessary. You promote your viewpoints by being the bigger person. Excuse me. Martin Luther King marched. Millions of people marched. Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, they all did they peacefully, and look how far it's gotten us. How is proving your power going to help the cause rather than make people fear us even more? I'm not involved in criminal activity. 99.2% aren't involved in criminal activity. But once you keep doing, and some people are doing this as an opportunity just to steal stuff that they never had the opportunity of getting their hands on. Some of these people are doing it to infiltrate, to make it look like we're the ones doing it. It's a big mess. Now you have all of these different people destroying stuff. You don't know who's doing it. And you don't know who's doing it for the right intentions or the wrong intentions. You're destroying people's livelihoods. You're destroying stuff that people have to rely on to live a life without any regards for the effect it may have on them. I don't know how I would feel if one day I got a phone call that one of my closest friends was shot and I knew that they were unarmed. I don't even want to imagine how my family would feel if it was me in those shoes. I can't even imagine what Floyd's family is going through right now. Seeing all of this because of his death. They're probably proud that it's starting to get noticed, but they lost someone. They lost someone that was near and dear to them. And I saw a little clip in the beginning of the week. I don't know if it was his daughter, but she said, "My daddy's changing the world." That brought me to tears. I have always, growing up, hated that I was grouped in with people that didn't care about how we were viewed. I hated being looked at as a criminal. I hated being looked at as a violent person because of the color of my skin and my ethnic background. I hated it. And as I've grown and matured, I try to make a difference with that and showing people that not all people are bad. Doesn't matter your ethnic background or where you come from. Doesn't matter. But it makes it a lot harder because you have people that look like me and people that don't look like me that have no regard for anything. I'm doing this because I want to build a brand with it. I'm not out there robbing anyone. I'm not out there stealing. I'm not out there destroying anything. And trust me, sometimes I've really thought about, man, it's just easier to go the wrong way than staying good. But I'm staying true to who I am by doing what I'm doing. I enjoy film. I enjoy movie. I enjoy photography. I enjoy storytelling. The reason why I started doing YouTube was because, hey, it may work out for me. It may get me to where I want to go. It may give me the opportunity for me to start my own production company. It may help me because I want to donate to charities and donate to relief funds. I want to donate to this and donate to that. Go to homeless shelters. Build low-income housing. That's why I started this channel, because I want to make a difference in my community. Show people that all blacks, all Spanish, all whites aren't bad just because of our background and history. We learned violence from the same people that came in and stole us from our homes. And you're looking at us like we're the problem. The United States was built on lies, blood, destruction. There were people here first, and we have Christopher Columbus Day, someone that came to this country that was already inhabited by people. I don't celebrate Christopher Columbus Day. For me, it's a day off of work. No offense to those that do celebrate it, but I don't stand proud for a country that doesn't stand proud for its own people. How am I supposed to stand up in school? When I was in school, how was I supposed to stand up in school and put my hand on my chest and recite the Pledge of Allegiance when this same country that I'm reciting my allegiance for doesn't have an allegiance towards the people that look like me? They only have an allegiance for people that look like me when a situation like this happens. But other times, where are you? I mean, this was just I just felt like I had to say this because, yes, I am black. Yes, I do live in America. And yes, this is affecting me and my family, because you never know when any of us can bite the bullet. But if this video does make money off of it, I'm donating the money to where it needs to go, or most of it to where it needs to go. This whole 2020 has been one of the weirdest years of my existence, in my opinion. We're in the 6 months of 2020 and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. And this whole situation happening it was better now than later, when we thought everything was good. Like I said, God rest his soul. God rest his soul. And while we are here on earth, Floyd, we will make sure, George Floyd, we will make sure your voice is heard. There are people out there currently that are the voice of the voiceless. And now that you're laying in a grave, you can't speak your truth, so we're going to speak it for you. That's all I had to say. You can like it, you can dislike what I had to say. But I said what I said, and I don't regret anything I said.